Patrick, he's making fun of you. Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, like 3 months I think since my last video, but I'm back with another one that I hope you'll find interesting. So, I've lived in Japan for over 7 years now, and I've lived in China for 3 years before that. So overall it's been about 10 years. Living in a foreign country lends itself to lots of interesting questions and comments that natives will say to you. This is even the case for foreigners living in the US. We Americans tend to think that we're exempt from criticisms like this, but we say insane things to foreigners in the US, let's be real. Today I want to talk to you about some of the crazy things that people have said to me as a foreigner here in Japan. And I'm curious as to what your reactions would be if you were to be asked these questions. Let me know in the comments below. So the first thing that we'll look at is the "where are you from" question. I get asked these questions most often, both in Japanese and English. And Chinese when I used to live in China. This one I get. Japan is made up mostly of Japanese people. It's something like 98% Japanese. So I get why people would look at me, someone who looks very obviously different than them, and think, he must not be Japanese. I'm curious as to where he's from. It makes sense. It's funny though, when I tell them that I'm from the US, they often act a bit surprised. Occasionally they'll follow up with a, "Oh, I thought you were from Africa." That one comes from kids typically. Alternatively, sometimes I get the Africa question straight from the get-go. My young students would often reject the claim I made that I'm from the US and emphatically chant that I'm from Africa. And I'd be like, I mean, you're not wrong, but you know. Also, I tended to get the Africa comment much more commonly when I was in China. I don't know, interesting fact. Number 2, the various comments on my skin color. These comments come mostly from kids. Kids are known to just say what's on their minds with little to no awareness of manners. So after staring at me for a while and even sometimes rubbing my skin a little bit, they'll be like, "You're brown." And I'm like, yup. Those ones don't bother me at all. Even when they say I'm chocolate or that I'm burnt, like, I get it. They're kids, again. So it's fine. But it's very different when adults are the ones saying these kinds of things to you. I was at a public bath once, in the shower area that you go in before you actually take the bath, which is maybe kind of confusing. I made a video about public baths in Japan if you want to go watch that. It gives more explanation as to the whole process. But either way, I was in the stall. So I was sitting on the stool in my stall, my friend was next to me in his own stall, and then there were 2 Japanese guys on this side of me. One of them was visibly drunk. This is how it went down. You want soap? I have soap right here, so I'm okay. Patrick, he's making fun of you. Oh. It was very much out of pocket, and was the first and only time anyone in Japan has ever said anything blatantly racist like that to me. I don't know what people say about me behind my back, but face to face, that was the only time something like that has happened. Number 3, the comments on my hair. Oh, so many. Again, most of these comments come from my students and range from things like explosion hair or sheep hair to things like kuru kuru, which is a phrase used to describe curly hair, or moku moku, which is used to convey billowing smoke. While these things are wild, again, I get it. But with the comments on my hair always comes the touching. If I ever crouch down to get on a student's eye level, there are inevitably 1 to 3 different kids trying to touch my hair. Sometimes successfully, sometimes violently. This happened with an adult friend of mine as well. He commented on my hair as we were parting ways and asked if he could touch it. But before I could even tell him it was okay or not okay, his hand was all up in my hair. And I let it go because he's a friend of mine, but like, bro. The funniest adult comment I've received on my hair actually came when I was walking around with some of my friends during the Sakura season. It's very, very intense because everyone's always out looking at the Sakura flowers because it's a really short season. So it's packed with people. And I was walking around with my friends and we passed by a group of Japanese guys. One of them, in passing, was like, "Bikku And it was big. I had done a twist out at the time, so my hair was pretty big. And lastly, number 4. This one isn't really crazy, but was a bit surprising to me when I first moved to Japan. One of the first things Japanese people will ask you when you meet them is, why did you come to Japan? A simple question, no? I used to find it so surprising because I'm from the US, where there are people with tons of different ethnic and cultural backgrounds. You don't usually ask why people live in the country. You just kind of accept it. Most people do, anyway. But in Japan, it's radically different. Being an island country where virtually everyone around you is Japanese and looks like you, when you see someone who is different, your curiosity is piqued. For Japanese people, the curiosity extends beyond where is this person from. I think they're genuinely curious as to why you would choose to come to their country, not just to visit, but to live. They have a kind of respect and appreciation for it. To me, there's something really sweet about that. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you've lived abroad before, what are some of the wildest things that people have said to you? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I plan to be more consistent with my videos. I'm hoping to do a weekly upload. I don't know if we'll be able to achieve that, but I'm gonna try. So subscribe so you can be aware when I drop a new video. I'm also wearing one of my merch shirts today, so if you would like to buy some of my t-shirts, then you can click the link in the description and find out how to go about that there. So thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.